This is the Aptitude Outdoors podcast, where we interview conservationists, hunters, anglers, and outdoorsmen and women to bring you the greatest stories, information, and advice from the best in the world. I'm a huge fanatic for handmade, high-quality leather and canvas products. In my opinion, they last longer, hold up better to the abuses of travel, and honestly, they just look really cool. That's why I use Badger Claw Outfitters. They've been making handcrafted products for hunting, camping, and travel since 2011, and that's right up my alley. Best part is they're made right here in the USA and are guaranteed for life. They've got everything from gun leather, belts, custom knife sheaths, wallets, duffel bags, leather and canvas pouches, everyday carry items, and more. Badger Claw Outfitters, made in the USA, built for the wild. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Aptitude Outdoors podcast. Thanks for tuning back in. Today, I was reading a book that I just got the other day, A Hunter-Gatherer's Guide to the 21st Century. I always like to step back and kind of think on my anthropological past, and this book is really interesting, talking about a lot of different topics about human evolution and all this stuff. Anyway, how does this relate to hunting and conservation? It's a wild ride. So the quote that I got from the book this morning that I'm pulling here, about to read, got my brain stirring about a lot of issues that hunters and conservationists think about regularly in regards to food. So I'm going to read this. It says, "The fact that you have probably not been really hungry, indeed, you likely have access to more food than would be ideal, makes it hard to intuit just how precious food typically is. We moderns have a hard time imagining the risks worth taking to find more food, the lengths one might reasonably go to protect what they have, and the value that might accompany technological innovations that allow people to stretch the value of food that they've already acquired." So we have it pretty simple nowadays. We go to the store, we buy what we want, whether it's good for us or not good for us. We take it home, we eat it. Pretty simple process, but not too long in the distant past, that was not even remotely close to how things went. Food is and was the most important thing for as long as we've been around as human beings. So how does that relate to hunting and conservation? Well, generally, from what I've found with conversations that I've had with people, is that everyone is starting to become more aware of the food system and, how food isn't really as healthy as they want it to be. And people want to be healthier. People want to have better quality food, but the U.S. food system and frankly, the world food system is flawed. I mean, there's so much going on that I could talk about it for 3 or 4 hours. And this is causing people to feel more unsafe about their food, possibly even insecure about what they're eating. Could lead to a lot of things: eating disorders, spending tons of money on like organic stuff and overpriced stuff that, from my studying, doesn't necessarily mean it's still good for you. So we won't go down those rabbit holes, but I've found through my own experience, which has gone from hiker, backpacker, eating all that junk. I was vegetarian because I wanted to have a lower impact on the planet, to coming out the other side, being a hunter, really concerned with the food I eat. I don't really buy processed food. I mean, I pretty much eat fruits, vegetables, meat. That's it. Like that's my diet. And I'm not holier than thou. I'm just saying, like, the way that I've come out the other end of all this is to understand that with food being the most important thing, the way that I've found to cope with that is through hunting. And that inadvertently leads to conservation, whether you're realizing it or not. So with that, you're getting clean food. There's no doubt about it. There's no argument that generally wildlife is healthier to consume than stuff you're buying from the store. And there are other options, obviously, for people who are not interested in hunting. It's a hunting show, so that's what I'm talking about. You can buy from organic farmers and do these things where you're buying direct instead of from the grocery store, whatever. For me, hunting is not only something I enjoy, something that you can all have access to as Americans. You all are able to hunt. It's not easy. It's not always fun, but it is something that you have access to and you're paying for, and you should try at least once, I feel. At the end of the day, procuring your own food is going to help you in a multitude of ways, which I'll cover here at the end of this podcast.
Hey, what's up, everyone? James Appleton here, co-founder of Absolute Aid. Welcome to the Seek to Do More program. This program will help you help yourself by developing the daily habits that will elevate your entire life. Over the next 30 days, you'll complete the doers list every single day. And the doers list includes 1, do something physical. 2, follow and stick to your diet of choice. 3, read a real book. 4, further your education on purpose. 5, dedicate time to your spiritual life. And 6, dedicate time to your hobbies. So if you're ready to take a structured, proven approach to build the daily habits that will allow you to get the most out of yourself, your time, and your life every single day, the Seek to Do More program is your blueprint. So make a choice, commit to yourself, sign up below, and let's get started.
The hard part for a lot of people is, how do I start? That was the hardest part for me. The best ways to get involved with some sort of local organization, or to have a friend or family member that hunts take you out, show you the ropes to see if it's something you're even interested in. And there's also plenty of resources. We have YouTube, we have books. There's hundreds, if not thousands of books. There's millions of videos on YouTube. The DNR here in Ohio, I can't speak for all the DNRs, but they put on courses all the time about how to hunt deer, how to clean deer, how to process deer. They run the gamut. And these are all things that are relatively affordable and easy for you to gain access to. So that is the best and simplest way to start, which is always the most intimidating part. So once you fall down this rabbit hole, you learn about your food, you understand that you want to procure your own food through hunting, or whether that's gardening or whatever, then it kind of turns into something more. And that's, joining a conservation organization is really going to help you in a multitude of ways. You're going to further help with wildlife conservation, and you're also going to meet people who are like-minded, and you can help shift the way things run for wildlife. If there's things that you want to push for, different hunting regulations and stuff like that, you have a voice then to get involved with that. So you're not only a participant, but you're actively making change in the hunting world for better regulations, whatever you think is the best way to approach it personally. So there's a huge advantage, and I would highly encourage you to join an organization, whatever your passion is, whether it's deer hunting, whether it's waterfowl, whether it's small game, it doesn't matter. Get involved, and then you're going to meet people. You can even join something like a shooting range. You're going to have people that are going to show you how to shoot better because they're gun nerds and they like to learn about guns. I learned a lot about guns from my friends who are gun nerds. I'm not a gun nerd. I like to use them as a tool to hunt. So to use them for. So getting involved never hurts. And in the end, you become a more successful and well-rounded person. Not only do you get to learn to be more self-sufficient, you are eating healthier food, you've gained a brand new skill, a challenging skill, you've learned about wildlife. And for me, one of the most important things is I get in touch with my roots as a human being to what we have been doing for hundreds of thousands, if not a million years as Homo sapiens roaming the earth. We spent all of our time looking for food. So it's a weird path, but food and hunting and being a human being, being a mammal in and of itself, all revolves around this stuff. So it's a deep connection to your history. And that's, to me, what is really important, because I understand we all can't be hunters. It's just not feasible. There wouldn't be any wildlife left. So really, really, really important. If you do want to get involved, you're going to gain a lot at the end of the day. And so hopefully you go from this person who's confused, you don't know what to do, you want to be healthier, you don't agree with the system, the way the food system works, you can remove yourself from that. It's very difficult. None of us can escape going to the grocery store. I mean, it's inevitable. We need stuff unless you're insane, and you can, but I'm not a person, you're likely not a person who can escape that system completely, but you can remove yourself from it as much as possible. And then you gain all these new skills, you meet these amazing people, and you get fresh, clean food. You know where your food comes, and that's really important. So I hope you guys gain something out of this. It's been a really important part of my life, and I hope that I could share that with you, and you can share that with someone else. If you're a hunter, you can share that with other people. So thanks for listening to the Aptitude Outdoors podcast. If you can, help me out, leave a rating on iTunes or Spotify. It really helps the podcast grow. Also, if you could subscribe to this YouTube channel, I would greatly appreciate that as well. And I'll be back soon with another episode.